Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to sunny Weymouth. It's Sunday. It's 1:45, and I have a jungle going on. Like I said before, I didn't really plan anything this year because of moving off of the allotment. I'm still not off there yet. I've just still got a few bits to pick up. But yes, it's like a jungle. I'm going to take you for a quick walk round, but also do things as well. First time I've grown jalapenos, and I've got quite a few on there. These are Scotch bonnet. I've got a few on there. And these are sweet peppers. I've got a few small ones on there. Unfortunately, Jason didn't make it. I'm going to make more of an effort next year. Cucumbers. I had loads growing under here. That's 6. I harvested them and then nothing. I've got a few little ones. I've been feeding them as well. But I've got one there and a small one up there just growing. This was a sunflower that it broke, the stem broke, and I just stuck it in there, and it's coming up massive. I'm going to go around and collect some of these tomatoes. Nick, remember about the black ones that we were on about? I've got a few in there, but they're not black, but they're a funny colour. Here's Crystal, my Abe Lincoln Crystal from the Bourne Homestead. I've got beans growing in here. Like I said, this year I just threw everything in. I've got my runner beans growing up here. Mrs. King, you have been absolutely amazing this year. Every time I walk past there, I can smell it. Still a few little flowers on there, but she's getting so tall. Nick the gardener, look at you. In almost all your glory, there is millions. Oh, hello, pussycat. Hello. Yeah, there's lots of buds on there. So when that comes out, that's going to take over all of this eventually. This is the loofah. I'm not expecting much from it. Do you know what? If I got one growing, there's no flowers on it. If I got like a couple of flowers and I started to see one growing, I'd cut the top off and just let that one grow. This is what I said with my one and only blackberry. I was going to let that grow, along the wall here. But since then, you can probably see them now. They're all growing up here, look. Obviously, I can't reach them all. I do get a ladder and pick them. So that blackberry bush is going to go, and I'll just keep that one on top of my shed. How lucky am I? I've never been able to grow Rebecca either before, and I've got loads of it at home. And here's a plant that I brought down for here. So yes, more runner beans growing up here. I said to the neighbours over there, do you mind if any of them grow over, then please pick them? And they said that was fine. So my fuchsia bush came back to life. Look at it, that's amazing, isn't it? I love that. Loads and loads. Mr. King in February, March. I can't even remember what I fed these with, but I fed them with something. And just recently I fed them again with, come on, comfrey tea, I believe. I think I fed them with a watered down chicken pellets. I soaked them in water and then poured them on. But some of these are massive. These are autumn fruiting. My gooseberries, I don't know whether to give up on them or not. They're not doing much, but this is my eye level. And they go up to there. The ones round at the allotment are massive. And that would be one thing that I would be sad of. That'd be one thing I'd be sad of if it disappeared. Now, Hazel. This is Nick's mom, the mama plant. I stole Nick from her and planted him in that bed. She's all down here. I'm getting rid of this gooseberry bush because now the raspberries are overtaken here, and the sun, you can see the sun doesn't get to her or my raspberry plants. Rhubarb's coming on well. Another cucumber plant. This isn't doing much at all. It does need a water. Mr. King's potatoes. You are all dying back now, so I shall be harvesting. I've taken from this one 3 massive potatoes already. But yes, we will hopefully get to harvest that later on. Fingers crossed if I have time. My spaghetti squash. I've just let them grow. Sorry, that tapping. Right, hang on. Let me get it. You can see how big that is. I've just let it take over. Excuse me. Oh, yes, it's just taken over everywhere. There's fruit coming everywhere. Carrots have been amazing. What I'm doing now is trying to pick them from here, and as I go along I'm planting more seeds. There's another squash down there somewhere. You can probably see it. Hope you can see it. Beetroot bed, can't get to it. I'll show you why in a minute. Look, this is all butternut squash as well. I have a jungle here, which I'm going to try and get into today. A few of the broccoli plants I have, I've taken the heads off, and I don't think I'm going to let them carry on with the side shoots. I'm going to need room in there soon. So we've got more spaghetti squashes growing here. I've planted some Christmas Charlotte potatoes in here, and they're all growing. I hope you can see them between the weeds, but they are there. My strawberries I've just put in there for now. I put carrot seeds in them, that big long trough, and them 2 little buckets there. And here's the mishmash. There's Colleen. The straw flowers, they are beautiful, aren't they? I don't like cutting the heads off. I just want to leave them to grow, so I think I will. My blueberries, they taste sour. What's wrong with them? Even when they've gone really blue, I've nearly picked all them. Look, there's some here. Okay. Pick one, taste it. It's sour. Tomatoes and peas. These peas have been amazing. Again, what I've been doing is, as the plant's dying off, I've been planting other peas in there. Hopefully, I might get another crop. If I don't matter, it's just a couple of peas. So I'm going to harvest these today, and the dead ones I'm going to start pulling out, snipping out, of course. Look at the size of that. I can't remember what peas these are, but they're really nice. My runner beans here are coming on well. I'm getting some, they're all going curly. Why are they going curly? I am watering in them regularly. Right, here's my beetroots. I can just get into them, and there's some lovely sized ones in there. Here's the carrots that I'm growing in tubes. So we'll see. This one, this high one, has sunk down. It's still growing, but it sank. It sank right down. Right, let's get in the polytunnel. There's a lettuce that's ready to harvest. Lettuce? It's a spring cabbage. Oh, look at that. Again, I just threw in anything that I could. Anything. Right, this cucumber plant here, it hasn't got, well, I thought it didn't have any cucumbers on it whatsoever. Again, I've let it trail down here, and I just looked, and I've got one cucumber there and one cucumber there. I don't think it's worth letting grow on. I really don't. And in there is just a mishmash. These are supposed to be the bush beans, and they're actually vining beans. I've got to harvest that as well. Just like there's plenty in there. There's loads in there. Here's a mishmash of stuff. These are watermelons. If I could just get one. If one of them just flowered, then I would cut the rest off. These look to be dying actually. Well, that's not too bad. But yes, we'll see. Who have we got back here? We've got Steve from the Bourne Homestead as well. And again, like I said, I can't really get in there. He's got flowers on. There's a flower from Steve. So, and I've got courgettes down there. I never get a good harvest of courgettes, but that doesn't look too bad. Right, let's get out of here. First of all, I'm going to go pick the peas, so let's see what we get from that. First of all, I'll just show you my 2 apples. 1, 2. I've cut all that down. I think Monty Don told me how to do it. But yes, I've left the little tufts on, and this is where the fruit should grow next year, on the little tufts. Right, into the shed you go, where it's nice and cool. Okay, instead of telling you what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. I keep saying this every year. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, why don't I just say, right, I'm going to do that. So, I decided that this was going to be my last picking of these peas, so I have started cutting them all down bit by bit. I found a sweet pea. I didn't grow any this year, I was too late. So yes, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting around the tomatoes and digging all the sweet peas out. Then at least that way, fresh air can get to these tomatoes. I can see them, I can tie them up, I can cut the bottom leaves off like I have done with these. I hadn't even got names on what half of these are. Now, I don't know if you can read that. I can't remember what it was, but these are tumbling toms, which should have gone in hanging baskets. Like I said, I just planted them. I just grew them on and just planted them, and I realised that they were going to be like stumpy things, and I thought, aha, tumbling toms, but next year, when I've got more time, I will be able to plant these in hanging baskets. Right, so let's get on. These look a bit peculiar, tomatoes. They're very furry. Yes, they're a little bit weird. Right, let's get on with this then. I've got that far so far, and I will bring you back when I'm done. Okay, that's done. When people in the UK talk about Monty Don, he's a guy that's had a television programme about gardening in the UK for years. Years. He runs a programme called Gardener's World, and a lot of people will watch it if you're into flowers or vegetables, trees, whatever. Right, also Monty Don said to cut all the tops off your strawberries. Well, I do that every year anyway, round about this time, when they start having their little runners come out. And on these, I don't pop my runners, I just cut them off. So here's my tomatoes. I'm going to tie them all up shortly and make them nice. I found another sweet pea, so now it's got some light, it might grow. Right, let's see what we got. So obviously that was my last cutting of peas. I've had loads. Obviously I'm going to take obviously I'm going to take these out, and these will be next year's. That's like a little wrinkly one, so that means that it's old. But I got loads of peas like that. I can't remember what they are. I have got the packet somewhere, but I will definitely be planting them again. Right. Also, here's my peas, the stalky things. If you remember maybe a couple of months ago, I got loads of wood in my compost heap. So what I do every year is I put the greens in like this, and then, I mean, this was full. This was like right up here, and then I will just shovel some of that and throw it on top. That's still rotting down. I do water it, so I'm just going to do that. If you look here, you can see that it is, breaking down nicely, and mixed in with that. That's going to be some nice material for hopefully next spring. Right, there we go, ready for some more. Okay, I'm going to sort them out now into the good and the growing for next year. I'm going to do a harvest of tomatoes. Not just here, there is some underneath them tumbling toms. But I've got a few over there, and I've got some in the greenhouse as well. Wow, it's getting hot. I got some in there. I'm going to have a look at them black ones as well that are supposed to be black, but they're a funny colour. Here's my little harvest of tomatoes, and if I find any with blossom end rot, which one of the tumbling toms here was getting, I believe that is a lack of calcium. And what I do is I take calcium for my osteoporosis and I just crumble a few of them up in water and feed it. I don't know whether that's the right thing to do, but hey ho. Okay, last but not least, here comes the harvest of one of Mr. King's. Like I said, I've taken 3 out of here already. I didn't weigh them or anything, I just ate them, and they were lovely. I'm not going to go through it all with you. They are pretty deep. Nick was telling me that you have to dig pretty deep to get them out, so I'm going to take some of this soil out, and when I feel, when I feel like I've got to one, then I'll start the camera up again. Okay, there weren't any more in that pot. Now they do say with Performer that you get big ones, but not a lot of them. So we're going to try the next one. Don't worry, you haven't let me down, Mr. King. Not you as in the person, the potato. I am very pleased with the 3 that I got, so let's get stuck into this one. We'll try again. Now, there should be some in here at least. Oh, at least 2 or 3. And again, I will start digging down. Let's just have a go, see if we can find any doing this. Good job I don't wear jewellery, ain't that? Now I can, normally when you feel hollows, when you're digging, if you feel a hollow, I don't know why, but normally there'd be a potato growing there. Oh, I can feel one. Just check. You are on, aren't you? Yes. It took me a long time to tell. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh my goodness. It's not that big, but it's big. And I can feel another one here. This is big. This is big. Oh my goodness. I can't even get the thing out. Come on. Come on. Oh, blimey. God, blimey. Oh, it felt big. It is big. So there we go. I don't want to dig anymore, really, because she says digging more. I'm finding that they are actually just underneath the plant. They're not spreading out. So next year, I'm going to grow in taller pots, but not so wide. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. So I am going to save one of these for next year, just in case. But yes, I'm going to go in a deeper containers. Oh, that's off of the blooming flypaper. I'm going to go in deeper containers because, like I said, they seem to grow right under the plant and they're not spreading out around. So, yes, I can use these for something else. So there we go. I'm happy. I am happy with the ones that I've got. In fact, I'll probably save them too. And then I got 2 potatoes for next year's. So, from sunny Weymouth, I'm going to bid you all. Oh, they're not in view, are they? From sunny Weymouth, I'm going to bid you all a goodbye. Bye-bye.